Look who's here. Late as always. You're muted, by the way. I can't hear your sexy voice, Blackheart. What's going on? Get in here. Get in here, broski.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yes. We can hear you.
Oh, hello, Chad. Hello.
Hello, brothers. Hello, brother. How you doing, man? You good? You good?
I'm good. What about you?
Oh, you know me, man. Just enjoying Tekken. You know, just living my life, living la vida loca. You know, enjoying my shit.
Tekken is so good.
It's so good. They fixed it, guys. They fixed it. All of our concerns are addressed. Tekken 8 is in a great state. Finn, you're enjoying Tekken 8, right? You're loving it. You were just telling me a second ago you were loving it.
I love it.
It's so good. I love Namco. I love it. You know what else I love? Chipotle. I think Chipotle is great. I love Nike. I love what was that other one? Was it Intelligent Monster? Elegant Monster? Gentle Monster? I love Gentle Monster.
I don't know.
I'm a huge fan.
I've never had Chipotle in my life because it doesn't exist in Italy, so I don't know how it's like.
It doesn't exist.
You're gonna lose a sponsorship deal. Nah, Blackheart doesn't know what he's saying. He loves Chipotle. He loves it. Come on, we're gonna lose our sponsorship deal, bro.
What do they even sell? I don't know.
I don't know. It's like fake Mexican food, right?
I see.
It's like they say they make it. They have like guacamole or some shit, and in the ad it says it's handmade. But
That's
I
right.
suspect fakery going on there.
No, don't say that about our Tekken sponsors. It's great stuff. Be sure to enjoy your Chipotle and your Nike and your Gentle Monster.
True, it's Chipotle, fresh every day.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
positive stream, guys. Tekken 8, positive stream. We're all happy.
I've never been
I switch the
happier.
mic in a moment, then it's not that.
Oh man. No, but jokes aside, how are you doing, Blackheart? How are your Tekken adventures treating you? You having a good time? What's the latest?
After a year of playing this game every day, basically, so I'm a little bit burned out, to say the least.
Yeah, I bet.
With the game, so I'm taking some breaks. I'm still playing the game, but not like as much as before.
I hear you.
So, for example, now I'm enjoying a little bit of Marvel Rivals, a little bit more. I'm trying to learn the game. It's not like the best game ever. It has its own problems, but at least it's something new. At least it's not Tekken every day, Tekken ranked every day.
Yeah.
With broken characters every 2 seconds, broken shit every 2 seconds. It's not very fun in the long term. So I decided, okay, let's give it a break for now. I'm still playing, I'm still streaming it, but not as much as before. So that's my take right now. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm enjoying. I never played hero shooters in my life. Never played these kind of games. So I tried. Okay, let's try and learn how they work and how they play. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm shit. I'm still shit at the game. Marvel Rivals, like I'm not good, but I'm trying to learn. And I'm a healer. Of course, since I played June in Tekken, I decided, okay, let's heal people on Marvel Rivals. So that's what I'm doing.
What are you talking about? You played June. You should be looking for the most steely, scumbaggy character. You should be.
Wow.
You played June. You should be like, how can I steal wins from my opponents? How can I do that? That's the June character. Who's that?
Imagine saying that while playing Xiao Yu.
Yeah, honest Xiao Yu. That's right. Honest Xiao Yu. Put some respect on that bitch's name.
Never. Never. She can die. If you ask me, she can die. She can rot in hell.
Oh god, it's never changed.
What about you, Chad? What about you? Tell me your experience after 1 year of Tekken. Almost 1 year of Tekken. It's gonna be 1 year on the 26th of January.
Literally, time flies, huh? I mean, my feelings are actually the same as the last time we spoke, maybe a month and a half ago, which is like I'm done kind of until season 2, I guess. Like this version of the game I'm just done with. And I previously had faith that the game was going to get better. I don't have faith that it will. I'm not saying that I know it won't get better, but I'm just no longer I need to see it. I need to see it. I'm taking nothing on faith. I will absolutely see what happens. And but that said though, they recently changed. They recently made infinite rematches in quick match, which I've actually had a lot of fun with. Believe it or not, like it reminds me of like you just play a matchup you maybe don't know that well, and you just get to just have many reps, or you do know it well and you're just beating your opponent's ass over and over again, and that's fun too. Like whether you're doing all the winning or doing all the losing, it's kind of fun when you have long sets. So that's kind of cool.
Did you try it? Like, did you play?
Yeah. I've had a couple sessions. Like, and it's a lot of fun, and I highly recommend it to anyone who is insistent on still playing this game. I think it's way more fun, way more healthy. To just play long sets.
Like, for example, who did you play against? Which character did you exercise against?
I was dealing with Lily. I had played against Lily for a long time, and obviously Lily does a lot of mix-ups and stuff, but also I think Lily can be fun to play against. Not always, but can be. And the Lily I was playing against was playing mostly solid, but had some cheap stuff, and it was just good balance. So it was good being like, you know what, I need to develop a good response to Feisty Rabbit. Every time I see them do that spin, I just guess. And I'm like, that's not healthy. I should have some sort of like actual muscle memory response. Like when I see the spin, do this. You know what I mean? And
it's basically what you have to do.
Yeah, you have to. Guess. Yeah. Well, it's true. It's true. Typically you have to guess. But don't forget, I'm playing Feng at this point. So I'm like, Feng probably has an option that would let me, change things up. Or
which character again?
It was Feng. So Feng has plenty of options.
You're playing Feng now.
Yeah, I'm playing Feng. I mean, I'm playing multiple characters. I flip between. I don't have a main in this game, to be honest with you. Okay, so I flip between them. So I'm trying out Feng, and like, even if it's just guess between the Lily thing, it's probably better to hop kick than to just crouch. No, you know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna guess on the low, you should probably just hop kick, right? So stuff like that.
If she just does it in neutral.
Yeah.
I kind of agree. Like you have a lot of good options to close out, like pressure against most opponents.
Yeah, exactly.
Tools,
so it's just like learning them. Yeah, exactly. Plenty. Or even if it's just back tempo, a lot of the times, like the options aren't that, they don't hit that deep. So sometimes you can, especially if it's in neutral, you can just escape a situation with a back tempo. So yeah, there's lots of options. But the point is, learning those options, it's about, you can know them intellectually, but to actually do them in your muscle memory takes like practice, right? You have to get the repetition. And having long sets against a Lily player can be like, okay, practice. So then
I get what you mean. Like in the general scheme of things, you felt like this was good because you could practice matchups more freely without the pressure.
Without the pressure, yeah. And I could just try this. Exactly. Does this work? No? Okay, cool. What have I lost? Nothing real. You know what I mean? So yeah, so I think if you're gonna play Tekken at this point, I really highly recommend quick match. Just learn the match, especially if you're like, you're not in the upper ranks, you're kind of still climbing, still learning Tekken. I think you'll learn a lot faster in quick matches because a lot of it's just learning individual matchups, right? And also I think it's good for unlearning bad habits, because obviously if you're just doing best of 3, you just kind of do your crazy shit, and if it works, it works. But in a long set, you might do your crazy shit and it might work for the first couple of sets, but then when your opponent adapts, now what do you do? And I think there's a lot of Tekken players who don't have a sort of level 2. You know what I mean? They don't have a second stage because Tekken, all they've had to do is best of 3, right? So they didn't have to think about, okay, what do I do when my opponent adapts? So I think I've always said this. One of the best things that they could add to Tekken 8, forget the new characters and stuff, is long sets. I've always said this, and I think of all the things they've added recently, or I think that is an underrated addition, the long sets.
For players that maybe want to train against characters, or players that don't enjoy only playing against sweaty ranked sessions in which there's a lot of pressure and you are forced to play only in first to 2. And they actually want to learn something new without that kind of pressure. It's kind of good to have these infinite rematches in player match, so you can always try enjoying more games against different characters and trying to learn what they do and so on. I don't think, like a lot of players want this mechanic to be added to ranked match too. But if you ask my opinion, it's not I'm against that idea. Like most of the changes I've read about how they want to change ranked, I'm good and I agree. I just don't want to see infinite rematches in ranked like in Tekken 7 because I think right now it helps you develop in terms of competitive play, at least the sense of a first to 2. Because if you are in a tournament, you're forced to play in a first to 2. So ranked is kind of mimicking that kind of attitude, that kind of that kind of area overall. So it helps you improve your mind and dealing with stuff that you had to deal in a first to two only. Like this distinction now that's more prominent between ranked and player matches better in my opinion. So if you want to learn or train against players or against a character, you just go to player matches. So you can be free of any pressure of any obstacle and so on. But if you want to play competitive and you want to stick to that ideal, to the mindset, ranked is better because you have to deal with that bullshit, with the character bullshit, with character playstyle and so on. But again, this is how I view the thing. So I prefer them being separate, prayer match and ranked match as it is. Like I enjoy it the way it is right now.
I kind of half agree with you, except that like one of the things that frustrates me the most about ranked matches, okay, we're not going to do infinite rematch in ranked match. We're just going to keep it for like competitive integrity and make it like a tournament, except people can one and done. And I think that for me, I'm like, I agree with this philosophy of like, no, we want ranked to sort of simulate the sort of competitive experience. But then at that point, I think points should be locked into the best of three. And if you leave before the end of the best of the three, you lost the set and you lose points accordingly. Like, I think people should be locked in. That's how I feel. Because right now you have the worst of both worlds.
Yeah, the problem is that if you don't punish the one and done, it's gonna be still a thing even if you keep infinite rematch.
Yeah, exactly. You have to. So yeah.
So if you want to target that, you don't target, of course, the infinite rematches in Tekken, but maybe you could discourage one and done. Even though if I can say my opinion,
sure,
the thing still stays on you. Like if you lose against a player and one and done, the player that loses in the end is still you, because you don't learn something, and in the end, if you're gonna play a tournament, you're still gonna lose, in my opinion.
Yeah,
like a one and done, I think it's really. I don't know. I've never seen that as a huge issue, because I think everybody at some point has done that in ranked for some reason. At least I'm open. I've done it some.
No, everyone has. No, I think most people. I think most people have too. It was Fen. So you've been quiet for a bit. What you've been trying to say for a second?
No, I'm just saying that at the end of the day,
we hear you, Fen.
Sometimes do it. I don't think it's a big deal. At the end of the day, the one that still doesn't learn anything, it's still you. At the end of the day, you don't improve if you want and done every time.
I do hear what you're saying on the grand scheme of things, but I disagree. For me, feeling is just emotionally, right? Because anyone who's watched my streams knows that one of my frustrating things is if I'm playing. Again, I'm thinking about the game feel. Okay, I'm thinking about just the way it feels. I'm having a ranked session, and let's say I've had 3 games in a row where I've just been going beaten, right? And someone's beaten me 2 times in a row, and I'm like, okay, cool. That's the nature of Tekken, right? It's the nature of the game. And then I play against someone and I beat them. Like, okay, cool. Here's someone finally in my bracket who I beat, and then they leave. I feel so fucking angry, right? Because I'm like, it makes me. It is the worst feeling in the world, because when I could have done that to other people, I didn't. I took my beatings like a man. I lost lots of points. I've had multiple loss streaks. Nothing. If you've seen me, the thing that makes me crash out the most is not losing in ranked. It's winning one, having them win quick, and I go, I'm done. I'm fucking done with this game. Because I've lost like 3 games up to this point, right? I finally get a win.
When they win quit, maybe there should be an option to make you stick in ranked. Maybe if you lose, I think if you go away, it's not the same. Maybe if you win quit after one, probably, because if they lose and go away, at the end of the day, you don't lose anything, and you still won. You still won.
I think the ultimate solution, Blackheart, for me, I already know the answer to this. For me, it's literally the points should be given to the one who stays. Okay. Oh, hold on. Is it a separate microphone? Separate? Hold on. Fin T? I got 2 Fin Ts. They're multiplying. What's happening? And this one's got the picture. I like this one. All right,
that's the one I want.
All right, cool. We keep the one with the picture. Anyway, no, like I was saying, for me, I literally think the points should be awarded not after each game, but after each set. Okay? And if you leave for whatever reason, the person who stayed gets the points. It's that simple. This person who stayed gets the points regardless. I think so. Like, let's say I'm playing the match and I hate fighting Hurang, or I hate fighting Xiaoyu. Oh, I hate it. So after one game, I leave. Okay, fine. That's fine. You still lose the points because you left the set. right? You're compensating the other person for wasting their time. And then I get to not have to play the match. It's fine. Or it's an emergency. Oh, the door rang. I had to leave. I get it. Life happens. You have to leave. Okay, fine. You still lose the points. It's not the end of the world, right? Like, I still think it should just give the points at the end of the set instead of the match. It would change everything. It would change everything. That would
maybe
that would be it.
That would maybe that's good. I just maybe wouldn't like it's not the same as losing the entire set if you go away, in my opinion. So maybe a little bit less than losing a full set, maybe. But I can agree with the idea of losing points.
But the thing is, I think I like.
It's the same as losing.
No, I hear you, but the reason why I actually want to say it should be like losing is because, like what you said, we're simulating a tournament. What happens in a tournament? Like, if I play against you, I win first game, but then I leave. What happens? I'm out the tournament. You win, right? You are rewarded. So I think like if we're saying that we're not going to have infinite rematch in ranked because we want to match the sort of the energy of tournament setting, tournament pressure, that's what it is. First, you have to live with the consequences. I think that's fine. But if you're going to have that kind of pressure, it should be like, you should lock it in and simulate it. Because now you have the worst of both.
It's okay. It's okay. The only thing that makes it different though is that maybe sometimes people maybe one and done, not because they don't want to play, but maybe, I don't know, because of the connection being awful and so on. So of course you still have to.
Yeah, that's
like,
fair. That's fair.
Like maybe in the full grand scheme of things, like online cannot fully, like let's say, mimic online tournament.
Yeah.
So I think the first to do is an ideal way of mimicking it, but I don't know if the developers want ranked to mimic competitive play or like tournaments. I don't know if that's their will. I don't know about that.
I hear you.
Because maybe, I don't know, for example, sometimes it happens that I want to one and done because people lag like crazy. Wi-Fi,
I hear that.
Different kinds of reasons, really.
Yeah.
So I would be a little bit salty to lose points because I don't want to play against a
this bad connection. Yeah, I understand.
So I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I hear that.
Yeah, like for me, it's a joke that they are not doing it because they should enforce their own format. It's literally a fucking disgrace that people can one and done you, win, quit you, man. I'm not gonna call out these players, but like I met two players. I played in like this weekend and stuff. I played Heihachi. I just looked into him, and like how many wins do I have on him? Like 200 wins or something. But I'm with him at Emperor, chilling. But Heihachi, it's cool, it's fun. But I met two players and they played like fucking garbage. I've destroyed them. They won and done. And I was quite surprised because, as I said, I have quite high prowess and they were like at 400k or some shit. And I was, wait a minute, let me check this out. And they were both, it said, look, the one guy had a Claudio God of Destruction, the other one forgot the character. And I'm like, this has to be fake.
It's a padded record.
Guys,
I know what you mean.
Every one of you would look at this, at how they played and would say, this can't be. Like, this has to be a fake GOD.
Yeah.
And I have to say, look, I want three things from this, and why I even do this YouTube stuff actually in the first place is I have in the future a plan of attack to literally attack Namco Bandai to force this.
You gotta physically launch
not physically,
a coup?
But I have a plan of attack. I literally have it. I'm not kidding about it. I literally have a plan of attack and can, if I get enough. That's why I'm growing right now, right? I put out a bit of guide content here, and a bit of drama content. And
he's gonna attack the Namco base with the fucking Anna Williams helicopter with the fucking Kiss missiles. Oh shit!
And I want three things, and one thing because we're already right now talking about is enforcing the format. Because literally, if I played other competitive games, I was pretty fucking good at Counter-Strike. I was global elite and faced at level 10. So when it comes to like a casual sense, that's comparable to like Omega or God of Destruction in Tekken. And you know what this game does? This game says, brother, if you press the competitive Q.
Yes, you play the competitive rules. Yes.
Yeah, you are committing to a game that can last in CSGO, not CS2. In CSGO, it can last up to in the worst case, like literally the worst mathematical case, it's like 90 minutes.
Yeah.
and they are telling you, brother, if you are cutting this for whatever reason, you are getting a penalty. Of course you do. I mean, you brought the fucking sports analogy. In Germany or like in any football, we all know football, yeah? In a Premier League or like Serie A, what is it in Italy? Serie A, what does matter? The thing is that you play 2 rounds against every team. You play one match at your stadium and one match at theirs. If you now think about the fucking clown show that would be, oh, wait a minute, I lost this first game. Yeah, okay, the second game, you know what, guys, I'm just gonna dodge.
I just don't feel like
it would be
it.
a fucking clown show. Oh, it is the top tier in this league, Bayern Munich. It is a top tier. I don't want to play against this shit. Yeah, okay, just dodge. I mean, think about it. It's so fucking ridiculous. And then I see those casual bastards, I'm sorry, I see them in the comments saying, yeah, but what if my cat pukes on my carpet? Shut the fuck up. Then you shouldn't. Look, the thing is, yeah, then you quit. I mean, then you quit.
Then you quit, yes.
Then you quit and you take the penalty.
Yes.
It is just a game. They are so casual about it. This is the thing. I don't have anything against casuals. Every game needs casuals to even stay alive. My point is, I already said this, guys, if you are a casual, I want you in this game. I want you to play Tekken. And you have more modes, way more modes than me. You have Tekken Ball, you have Launch, you have Story Mode, you have Tekken Ball, you have player match, you have quick match. You have so many ways to enjoy this game without anything at stake. And I want just one fucking mode that is competitive and I can take serious. I can't take right now because let's be fucking honest, you only need to look at Fighting GM. If you look at Fighting GM's YouTube channel, he yesterday uploaded a video about a Link Show U. If you are telling me you think this show you got the GOD legit,
How dare you?
I have to.
How dare you? How dare you badmouth a fellow Link player? How dare you?
Let us say that you can have,
she
you know, with
literally
some
had
characters.
47 defense. And is at GOD, guys. If you
No, of course. I've seen. No, I've seen, I've seen those links. I know. 42 defense.
I played Ling myself. The way she played, and again, it was again a player that only hangs around quick match. And this is already a bit sus to me. I am betting you, if we now check this shit out at Weiwu, we will at least see incredible amounts of one and dones.
Yeah,
I'm 100% sure. And this shit can't be. This is why I'm now saying it. The first thing we need now. Blackheart would get new content out of this. So the first thing we need now is a fucking.
No, but I don't
reset.
care. I don't care about other players. The one in that, like for example, I don't think
care.
it's a big deal. I don't.
Yeah, Blackheart. I mean, I think your attitude is correct. I think if I was a Buddhist monk, I think I too would be like you, Blackheart.
I think it's a dead war. Like
no, it's not. I tell you why I care. I care because I like this game. I love fighting games. I love Tekken, and these ranks, right, that are called like Tekken King, Tekken God, Tekken Emperor, God of Destruction, Omega. This shit should be worth something. That is why I'm doing it in the first place.
It's not worth anything right now.
Yeah, right
exactly.
now. But that's what he's saying. He's saying that like it's not worth anything right now, but it could be. It could be. And part of the reason why it is as meaningless as it is because of just the one and done. Like, it's very frustrating to be in that situation where I know whatever rank you are at, you would be at least 2 higher if you just one and done everyone who was like a threat to you. And if you only ran this, and I think that's mathematically that sucks. Like, it sucks to know that.
The thing here, the thing is, it's not just, you can say, oh, you are a ranked warrior, you take this too serious, brother. Raef.
But that's the point, though. That's the point. That's the point of ranked. Like that, ranked is for people to take it seriously. If you don't want to take it seriously, then play quick time.
But it's not just me, right? It's not just me.
No, that's the nature of the game.
It's also tournament players. Raef, the Saudi Jin player, made a tweet like 3 weeks ago where he showed, it's so funny, he showed Tech Tournament 2 and said, brother, I want a ranked system like this back where shit meant something.
Yeah.
Because Tech 2, you couldn't circumvent the format. For people that don't know, Tech 2 had a hard-coded first to 1. You could not. Everyone had to play the format. It was first to 1. You couldn't.
That was even worse.
That was toxic as fuck.
Oh, yeah, it was toxic. Okay, yeah.
But you were forced to play the format. I know what you mean.
It was not worse, Blackheart. Sorry, it was not. Now it's worse because now I can circumvent the format. Back then, I at least
had to deal with it. Everyone had to do that. Everyone had to deal with everyone had to deal with the same thing. I know what you mean. It was fair. It was bullshit, but it was fair.
It was a dog shit. Blackheart, you are right. You are right, but. The ranked system actually meant something.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
The ranks actually meant something. and I want.
But I
this-
don't think it's because of the. I think it's because the point distribution was so hard.
That's the bigger thing. I think you guys actually had a debate about this last time we spoke when we were talking about like what was the bigger thing? Was it the number of ranks or was it the distribution of points and streak system? And I think the conclusion we kind of
The problem is that the problem is that we don't know how many points they gave us before. We can have an idea because there was no rank bar.
No, we figured it
Someone
out.
made
No,
the
it was
chart.
figured. No, it was
Someone-
figured. We solved it. We did figure it out.
It was kind
Yeah,
of
someone made a chart.
but I don't know. Yeah.
No, back then it was hard. It was literally you won as much as you lost, right? The number did change depending on the I think the number didn't change depending on the rank. So like the number of wins you had to have to get out of green ranks were the same number of wins you had to have to get out of yellow ranks, same number of wins you had to get out of all the ranks. It was all the same.
No, it had special rules in place. So I looked into this.
Well, hold on. We're talking about season 1? Season 1 of Tekken 7?
Oh, I was talking about
No,
Tech 2 now.
I talked Tech Tournament 2, but
Tech Tournament 2. Okay, no, that's different. Yeah, I don't know. Okay.
Tekken 7 was probably
go on.
I scouted a Korean website for this, and one guy on Reddit made a whole chart. Like he figured it out. Like,
All right. So what was the damage? What was it before?
Yeah,
Roughly.
Like, I don't know,
you
4 or 5
can't say,
rings.
but
Go on.
you had in place super gatekeep at the highest levels. At the highest levels, at the highest ranks, you needed like insane win streaks
Mm-hmm.
to even get it.
yeah.
And if you demoted, you look at this guys. This is gatekeep. If you demoted from the second highest rank, you would demote just for the lulz of it. You would demote 2 ranks. Just like this. You would just demote 2 ranks. It was just like this. It's
it
fucking
was
crazy.
very, very hard.
That was savage.
Also,
But even
like,
go on Blackheart.
no, like if you got to blue ranks, it would be basically a god.
Yeah. That's what I remember. I remember the rank. My understanding of it could be wrong, but I remember that it was winner take all. Like the only way I could, there was no streaking. In order for me to get up there, I had to beat people in my bracket. I had to maintain a positive win rate against people in my bracket.
Yes.
Consistently in order to get up. That was the only way. I had to. In order for me to go up, I had to bring you down. That was it.
Yeah.
That was it. And
Also, there was in place. You could not once you reach yellow or orange, you could not demote off of lower ranked players. They
What you
literally
mean?
built this in. So let's say you are a vanquisher,
Okay.
you can't be low off of a warrior.
you can't promote over weaker people.
You can't
Yeah.
promote off of someone who's lower ranked than you. You
So it was
can't
brutal.
promote.
It was brutal. And but it was meaningful too. And what was funny is that like you also, I don't know, this is us just being old men now, but like you were happier with less. Because it was like, you're stuck in red ranks. I'm like, you know what? Like most players are stuck here. like even the streamers that you're watching are like 3 ranks ahead of you. So okay, fine, it's not that deep. You know what I mean? Whereas now it's like if you're in GOD, you're basically a basic bitch. Like because that's like GOD feels like the floor. It feels like everyone's got a destruction, right? It feels like it's the floor.
Well,
and I'm like,
I
and
would
it's
say
wild.
You can get it if you really want to. Like,
No,
plug in
if you cheat, I know that's what I'm saying. If I was an asshole, if I was a bitch, I can get there too. If I was willing to do if I was willing to just one and done stuff. But what I'm saying is like that's wild. Whereas like before, you see someone with a blue rank, you'd be like, this guy's like a killer. Whereas this guy's a killer. This guy's a killer.
Yeah.
Blue rank? This guy's a killer, man.
I think this is also a problem because what Tekken 7 in the later seasons did, where you are correct, they changed the ranked system in season 2 in Tekken 7.
Yes.
Made it way more. Come on, let's use the word. It is more casual. Come on, let's be fucking honest.
Yeah, it was more friendly, more generous. Yeah,
but
sure.
What this also does, when you say we used to be happy with less, that is exactly the thing.
Yeah, because you
That is
expected
a
less.
psychological thing that I criticize as well, because what you do when you do a ranked system like this, where we have 10 less ranks, you get pushed so hard. Everyone is at blue. Fujin is the most common rank. Guys.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. Yeah.
It's
crazy.
And what this does is it gives your player base, even players who should not have an ego. It gives players.
It's true.
And
No, that's what they want.
That's what they want. They want everyone to think they're good. They want everyone to tell their friends, "I'm good, guys."
They want to push their audience into thinking they're good at the game.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think this is dangerous. This is really dangerous,
Very dangerous.
if you do this, because
Yeah,
you turn your player base into your own monster, basically. Like you create your own monster with this.
most of the blue ranks, not gonna lie, I'm not shitting on anybody, but most of blue ranks right now are trash, bro. Like,
Bro, I have seen things, brother. If you look, did you see my review for the Hordang player? You probably didn't. Watch one
No.
game off of this. The video did pretty good, like almost 3,000 views. If you look at one game off of this, these are legit blue ranks. Because what happens when we all here go blue ranks, the game tries to match us with people that have at least 240K.
Oh yeah. There's two different blue ranks. Yeah, there's two different blue ranks. Yes,
exactly.
Jan was talking about this for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, there are two different matters, and if you look at legit blue rank players, people that have 200,000, 190,000, 220,000 pros, if you legit look at this level of play, that is orange rank Tekken 7, if anything.
Yeah.
If anything. And we can be honest about it. It's not even Suzaku rank. It's not even Suzaku rank Tekken 7. And I think this is a problem because, come on, guys, I don't want to play a game where when you are in blue ranks, mathematically, you are already in, like, chat, correct me if I'm wrong, you are already in, like, top 30% rank region. This can't be the level of play. This cannot be the level of play that I see there.
Yeah.
This is bad. And it also creates a wall. Once you reach Tekken King or Bushin, people hit this wall so fucking hard
And
that
fast.
they don't know what to do anymore.
Yeah.
Because you get fucked. Because look, Blackheart, Chad, Gian, everyone who played Tekken 7, we are in the most ideal sense, we would be able to switch between Tekken 7 playstyle-ish and Tekken 8 playstyle-ish, meaning going on defense, but also can create oppressive offense on the opponent and understanding both worlds. But when you can't do that, when you do not have the defense you can legit reach Tekken King in this game with you don't even need to punish hop kicks or anything.
No,
and you can have
we've all seen it, bro. We've all seen it. That's kind of the issue that I have with with Fighting GM, because Fighting GM is doing a lot of like shitting on players who would get to GOD who are bad.
But it's rightful shit.
I don't think it's shit, and I'll tell you why I don't think it's fair, right? At the end of the day, even Fighting GM, the reason why Fighting GM got as good as he did is because he did what he had to do in order to beat the competition, right? Like, he played the version of the game that was in front of him. He could not get as good as he was unless he learned to backdash, right? Unless he learned to punish.
Yes.
So he did what he had to do. No one plays the game harder than they have to. You do what you have to do. And even us, like, we came in and perhaps even, or became capable of simpler games. But the thing is, if you picked up Tekken 8, respectfully, and this was your first Tekken game, is it your fault that you can't backdash? I don't think it is, because this game has not asked you to, and this game has not required you to. You can't punish a hop kick. Okay, but let's be real though. How rewarding is punishment in this game compared to just turning your brain off and just rolling your face in the controller? Let's be real. So it's like, how much can I blame the people? All of us will take the easiest path to getting wins. That's the nature of the beast. But before, the easiest path was, okay, you better learn to backdash, you better learn to punish, you better learn, you do what you have to. Now, the easiest path is just fucking roll your face in the control pad, activate heat, go burr. Like, so I can't fault people for that.
With most cards.
With most characters. So I can't fault people for that. It's not their fault. They're not dumb. They're not stupid. They'd be dumb. You know what would be dumb? For them to try to play Tekken 7 now. Do you get what I'm saying? For them to try to play the smart Tekken that we think in Tekken 8. You'd be like, why though? Why? Just so that Fighting GM doesn't call you a bum? Like,
I have to agree with you for the most part. But in the case of the videos Fighting GM, I watched every single one. And I have to say,
I don't watch him. I don't know what
I watch every single. Okay, wait. No, I just quickly finish this. I watched every single video, and I have to say, my suspicion is, I'm not gonna call anyone out, but I think at least 60% of this or 70% of those players, he already had one or two completely confirmed where this was literally the case. They admitted it. They are boosted or cheated to that rank.
I don't believe it. Because the thing is, when I watch them, I'm like, they play like Tekken 8 players. They play.
No, wait. The first guy, the Shaheen player, he was literally boosted. He admitted it. He said, "Yeah, I was boosted." He literally said he cheated.
What's the point of this content?
Yeah, but even still, I don't care. I'm with Blackheart. I'm like, but what's the point? Like, they're not playing intelligent Tekken. Tekken doesn't want them to.
No, I'm just trying to understand what's the point of these videos apart from content.
I think it's mostly content, to be honest with you. It's mostly just content.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's fun. It is funny.
I have to say, yes, it is negative. Yeah, okay, look, guys. Yeah, it is emotionally negative. He shits on other players, but I have to say, what you also have to see, this is a man who grinded this game.
I get
played on
it.
tournament
Yes.
level for 30
Yes.
years,
I understand his
almost 30
frustration.
years.
I understand his frustration.
And he
Yes.
is frustrated
Yes.
that it is, and he was, I don't know what rank he was in Tech 2, but in Tech 2 he was a monster.
Yes.
I literally, you know, when in 2012, the first competitive game of Tekken I ever watched was 2012, Fighting GM versus Bloodhawk.
Yeah.
And this guy was a fucking monster.
No one's denying
Tech 2,
that. No one's
I would also be
denying his skill.
frustrated.
Yeah, but okay, but who should he?
No one is denying.
But who
he's
should he be?
frustrated that the game-
But Finn, who should he be frustrated at? Should he be frustrated at the player who picked up Tekken 8 and did what it took to win in this game, or should he be frustrated at Bamco? This is the
but he
question,
says,
though.
no, wait. He doesn't. Okay, look, yeah, he shits. Look, of course, he also makes comments towards the players. But what he always says is, this is a symptom. He basically says that this player can have this rank and play like this if he is legit. That is a symptom of how, and that is what he says, shit the game is.
Yes, but my point is,
sorry.
no, Black Ops, say your piece.
No, the point is that like it's not the first game in which you can boost yourself to get to these ranks. It could happen even in Tekken 7 that you could boost yourself.
Yeah. That's another thing. That's another thing too.
Like if it was a legit
And it was
player
easier in
that got-
7. It was
wait.
easier in 7.
If it was a legit player that got in these ranks and he was trash, okay. But if the player is at these ranks because he boosted himself, it's not nothing new.
Yeah,
Okay,
and this,
yeah,
but this is.
wait.
Oh, go on, Finn.
That's not a point. That's not a point because
what's the point
yes,
then?
you
What's the
okay.
point
Bro, I'm okay, bro. I have explained you a few points already, but
Let's hear it.
some of them are legit. Some of these DoD players
Some
are
of them
legit.
are legit then. Okay.
Yeah, some of them are. Yeah, some
Bro,
of them
I
are.
have seen. Wait a minute, you didn't see those videos?
No, I've seen them.
Okay,
No,
I have seen
I-
every
that's
single
why I'm
one. Okay,
asking
okay,
you.
I believe you, I
okay,
believe you.
It's cool.
Yeah,
It's
go
cool,
on.
Blackheart. It's cool.
Because if
So
they
I
are
have-
boosted players,
No, most of them are not boosted.
No,
Some of them
there's no
are.
value.
Some of
There's
them
no
are.
value.
But the thing is, let me just for Blackheart's sake, right? Because you've not seen the videos. What he does is he looks at people who are GOD, because he's GOD, of course. And every once in a while he'll play against a GOD, and it's like, this guy feels fraudulent. Like, this guy feels like he doesn't belong at these ranks. So he'll sit there and he'll go look at their replays and he'll watch their replays. Be like, look, this guy's not punishing hop kick. This guy has no movement, and he'll basically just shit on the player and be like, I can't believe that this kind of player has reached GOD, right? And that's the gimmick. The gimmick is, can you believe this trash player has reached GOD? Ha ha
in
ha.
Tekken 8, yes.
Yeah, exactly. And I understand it again. To say Finn's point, I understand his frustration. I understand where it's coming from, but I can't stress this enough. It is not the player's fault. Because here's why I get defensive, right? Because Tekken 7 was the first game that I played seriously, right? And when I look back at the way I played Tekken 7, right up to the end, right? Because I got the Tekken God in Tekken 7, and I look at the end, I'm like, man, I was really bad. Like, I could barely whiff punch anything. The point is, I played the game to the best of my ability to do what worked to get to where I was, right? Like, and so, but that's what everyone does. And I had to learn to backdash. I had to learn to whiff punch. I had to learn to get better and better and higher up. But the thing is, this game does not offer you that resistance. So now that we have a generation, let's say, of bad Tekken players, how am I going to blame them? Everyone does what it takes to win. And what it takes to win in this game is turn your brain off. Like, I don't like.
You have a point, but
with some characters at least you don't need.
Sorry, yeah, with some characters, yeah, exactly. And he's pointing that out.
You can even not play Tekken anymore. You can still win.
Yeah, totally.
I would not go so far.
I think so. I think so. I've definitely seen it. I've definitely seen it.
I honestly think if you play Alisa, you can still get to Jude even without the thing. No.
Yeah, that's true. Even me, I do it. I do it. Yeah, no, it's true. I do a lot of defending of Xiaoyu, but let's be real. If you come up with a good enough flowchart, you can absolutely flowchart your way to Xiaoyu to God. Let's not lie.
I know a lot of GODs Xiaoyu they cannot punish.
I fought a lot of them.
Okay. But guys, some of these players that he shows, they have to like cherry pick they had to cherry pick the guys. If you see this link, brother, if you ever watch one video of him, if you ever watch one video, Blackheart, watch the last one with the link. When you look at this and you are telling me,
Link show you.
Link show you. What was that, Blackheart?
let's do Frame Whisperer once said. Whenever we talk, Frame Whisperer once said, whenever we talk about characters in Tekken, it will inevitably divulge into a character
assassination.
If you play some characters, it's way easier to get to.
No, it's true. Some characters can flowchart mix their way. Yeah, no, it's the truth. No, I don't think anyone.
You know what?
Anyone being honest can't deny that. This is the truth.
Then
go on.
Then
do I have the perfect how do you call this in English, the
What? Thought
link.
experiment? Okay, link. Connection
No, the
code.
link.
Okay, go on.
Then what about top tier characters then, guys?
Oh, this I was about to say. I'm like, look, I have 1 more hour of this podcast and I have to leave you, so I want to move on to the topic. You're correct. You are correct. So yes, this is actually a very good point. So the general point of this discussion is like, okay, people, I want to give you the inspiration for this. So when Clive first came out, I looked at Clive and I remember looking at his tools and I was like, I think this character is like a top tier character. I think it seemed kind of obvious to me that he has like potential to be a top tier character. Like we don't know for certain,
I said
but
he's
like
top 10 or maybe the best character in the game even. I have this on tape.
yeah, no, me too. I had a similar thing. But what was what was interesting is that people said that like, oh, you're crazy, you don't know what you're talking about. Even the main man said he's mid tier. That was the one that annoyed me the most. Like even the main man said he's mid tier. I was like, okay,
He
cool.
said he's mid-tier. I have it on tape. I said
This is
and
what
launched it.
hear me out. This is what people said to me. I got a lot of flack for the video that I made where I said this character's clearly like really strong and has some tools that are straight up broken, right? Like so it seemed obvious to me, but people were like, Chad, how can you know this? We've not seen any, there's been no tournament footage. I'm like, bro, you don't need, I don't think you need tournament footage to be able to see what's valuable in the game. Sometimes you do. Like, for example, when Hayachi came out, I was unsure. I was like, he seems to have some strong stuff, but I could see him being mid-tier. I'm still not sure, right? So I'm not the kind of person who just jumps on it straight away. But Clive, day one, I was like, this character is strong as hell. He's going to be a threat, right? Anyway, I got a lot of pushback. I got a lot of flack, but it seemed obvious to me. And I thought this would actually be a good discussion, right? What does it take? What are the tools? We're not talking about specific characters here. If you are going to like create a top tier character, right? We're not going to talk about what they look like. We're not talking about anything. What are the types of tools they're going to have? What are those strengths they're going to have? What will make them top tier? And I want it to be more of an intellectual conversation. I think last time, Blackheart, we made you wait before you actually spoke on the main issue. So I want you to go first this time. Like in your mind, what is it that makes a top tier character? If you have this, you are automatically top tier. And perhaps the flip side of this is if your character has none of these, your character is going to struggle. Like what is your mind on those? And then Finn, you go next.
I'm listening to everything he says.
Yeah, no worries.
I want to ask you, do you want to hear my opinion based on, because I think if we take a top tier cards in Tekken 7 and a top tier cards in Tekken 8, I have completely opposite.
Exactly. So we're talking about Tekken 8. What does it mean? What does it mean to be top tier in Tekken 8? This game. Yeah, that's a good point that you brought up though, because they are very different things.
I think what helps us understand what makes a card the top tier in this game is looking at top tier cards in this game. So what do they have right now that makes them stand up in compared to the other characters in this game? If we think about Nina, Jin, Yoshimitsu, and so on, they have some things in common that most of the characters in this game have, but not at the same level. So, for example, whether it is great poking tools, great strings, great punishment, great Oki, like a combination of all of these things makes a character really strong. For example, I think, of course, heat is so predominantly strong in this game that a character with good heat, basically, is already A tier, in my opinion. Like, for example, even if the character is trash completely, but it has good heat only, since it's a mechanic that right now.
Just say Xiaoyu, bro. Just say Xiaoyu. No, I'm joking.
No, I'm not saying Xiaoyu.
No, but it's a good example. It's a good heat can carry. A good heat can carry. You're right.
For example, if you ask me personally, I don't think Lydia is bottom 5 in my opinion.
Interesting.
Because a character that has so
strong heat,
such an oppressive heat mechanic, so strong. It will never make her so weak to make her bottom 5.
Yes, I understand.
For example, if you ask me right now, the characters are only divided into top tiers, top 10,
and everyone else,
and the rest of the
I understand.
Like there's no distinction between bottom 5, Raven, and then Leroy, and then no, Azucena, Raven, Leroy, Leo, all the same in levels of strength.
Okay.
There's only the gods of this game
and everyone else. Okay, fair enough. There's no bottom tier. There's no bottom 5. But hang on, let me focus in your, because you've given a bit of an answer.
If you focus now on the top, what makes the top tiers distinguish themselves from the rest? In my opinion, again, good heat. Very good heat, super good heat. It's what probably helps a character a lot in this game.
Yes,
If you think about again Yoshimitsu,
Yes.
Nina, and so on, they have insane hit.
Yes.
So some of the best hit games in the game. Also damage, if they have good damage. Also wall carry is very important in this game, because every character, of course, is very good at wall carrying.
Yes.
But characters that are specialized on wall carry,
Yes.
basically carry you with the hit dash mechanics and so on to every stage possible into Oki. So again, these things make a character very, very good, in my opinion. Also, poking, because of course in this game aggressiveness, is so important.
Yes.
So in order to keep players in check,
Yes.
sometimes you want to use some poking
Yes.
to not try to make them attack every 2 seconds, together with power crushes, maybe power crush. All of these kind of defensive mechanics, in my opinion, make a character very strong, much more than other characters that are based on other things.
So let me try to compress your answer, because you've said a lot of things there, right? So I think one of the things, but these are good points, because I think the top tiers are often very in top tiers for different reasons. So it's hard to be like, if you have this one thing, it's like there's multiple paths to being top tier, right? Exactly. But I think one of the things multiple things you said, so you said a strong heat mechanic. If you have a good heat mechanic, especially if it's one that's like very oppressive, you just have to deal with it. You just have to guess. That's very useful. That's a very useful top tier thing, right? You said good pokes. I want to drill into that. So when you say good pokes, you mean the kind of pokes that kind of limit what your opponent can do? Like you can kind of stop your opponent from pushing back? Right.
Either they are like, I don't know, country jabs, or like good down for ones, together maybe with good low pokes or movement, maybe that can definitely help.
Right. And then like you said, the ability, I think, because you said power crush and stuff, but you said sort of
also
a defensive,
maybe a good power crush. Or maybe characters that have power crushes, the heat engagers also super good.
But like some sort of defensive options that let you like bust out from being minus is what I'm hearing. Like if you're like I'm -4, but I have this option that's kind of safe, but if I'm right, you die. Like or like some sort of like just being able to push out of that. That's definitely something I've noticed too.
Yeah, these kind of moves that stop opponents from pressing a lot.
Yes.
Since it's all the game is based about, it's very good. In fact, I hope that in season 2, they are. That's what some people are speculating, because
the power crushes are being nerfed.
Yeah, because I've seen all the new heat engager moves are given to characters that
safe
power crushes.
Yeah, I've heard this rumor too.
There is this speculation that they removed the power crush engagers to give them
these new moves. That would be interesting. Okay,
that would be interesting. That would be so good.
Yeah,
because honestly, power crush engagers are a mess.
Yeah,
are something that should not be in the game.
No, you're not wrong.
They are so good for how the game is balanced
100%
right now, in my opinion.
All right, Finn, do you have anything you want to add on top of that, or subvert? Go ahead. Let's hear it.
I've made some notes and like thought about this, because I played the top tier. Like I played the best character that was for years #1 in Tekken 7. I think you can all guess who that is.
It's gotta be our boy.
It's Panda.
Goki.
It's gotta be our boy Negan.
The demon upon heaven. Is Akuma.
Goki.
And Akuma, the thing with Akuma is a top tier back in Tekken 7 was basically just consistency and safety. So when you look at what characters won and were dominant, it was like Jack, Dragunov, Paul, Steve, Feng, Zafina, Geese, shit like this. That was like considered to be that is a top tier at tournament level.
Yeah.
So why was that the case? Because they could be incredibly safe while still fuck you up extremely hard.
Yeah.
So Steve could just stay out back 1, down forward 2. Paul, when you look at how Knee played him, just incredible whiff punish. If someone would get up kick at the wall, back 1-2, wall combo, it was just safety.
Yeah.
And in the case of Akuma, Akuma was a weird outlier. This is why no one saw it coming until 2019, early or late 2018, because this character, no one saw it coming, because the character actually had power. He had raw power, which was suddenly pushing the negative he had, which he had to use down 4, which is risk, was suddenly not important enough anymore because he had so much power. So when you have with him, it was different, right? Because he had power and safety. Funny enough, if you remember, 1-1 counter hit, 1-1 counter hit, FADC full combo. down 1-2 counter hit, FADC full combo.
Yeah.
These are 10 frame dick jabs and 10 frame jabs for everyone who is listening, who did not play Tekken 7 maybe. So that was, Akuma had raw control with this and insane power. In Tekken 8, when we take agreed upon top tiers at tournament level, let's run with Nina, Dragunov, and Jin. These three have, the funny thing is, Jin doesn't use heat in the most explosive way.
No.
But the thing is, he has incredible control. With 2-1, his parry, down 4, incredible pokes, in good damage, very, very good punishment. Dragunov has incredible control through his oppressive frames, down 2 as a homing low option. Just pretty safe. His long range, very good hitboxes on certain moves, incredible damage, pressure, and Nina as well. Nina down forward 1-2, her lows down 4, down for 1, down 2. Incredible damage, safety, and reliable. So in Tekken 8, you have characters that have control. Like in the case of Yoshimitsu, he has flash. It's always a control tool.
Sure.
It's just there. And they also have access to basically mix. They have access to like reliable, if they needed, mix, right? Dragunov can throw out headshot kicks.
Yes.
Jin can sweep you. Nina can
Wipe the floor,
with
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
They have access to control damage and mix when they need to. So the safety is like there because of the control, but it's no longer the most important thing. You no longer play this like Steve kind of way, or Paul, where you just stay around, keep out, throw out down forward 2s or something, because the game is so oppressive. So it changed a bit, but a top tier, I would say, in Tekken 8 is basically just consistency, raw, like fucks you up, right? It's I don't know. It's mix on command,
yes,
if you really want it.
Yes.
So it's funny because certainly it's funny because Clive, while down forward 1+2 was unnerved, he was oppressing you with Tekken 7 shit.
Yeah.
He was oppressing you he had oppressive defense. Like it's funny when you say it like this, but it was literally oppressive.
Yeah, because
defense.
in order to come to him, you had to like navigate this minefield of hitboxes he could put out that were all safe. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Exactly. To get to him, you had to go through forward 1+2, 1+2, back 2. You still have to go through everything besides forward 1+2, basically. So it's funny. It can change.
Yeah.
And also, this shit is like basically, we have to also be honest about it. Like this, like ultra top tier shit. This shit basically applies to tournament level almost. For 99% of players, it doesn't matter, because even for me, it doesn't matter, because look, I'm not an expert on the bear matchup. There can come a relatively bad bear player, and I'm getting fucked up.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
I have to be honest about it. Also with Akuma, I probably was literally a top 20 Akuma player in the world because no one played this character. I beat players, even though this character was top tier. I also won. I won against Dofla. He had like a Brian Tekken God Omega, and I was playing against his sub Kazuya, and he was freezing because he did not know how to deal with jumps. So it's always it's very difficult to define it, because in the case of Akuma, he was also helped because no one in Europe played him. If you wanted to fight at tournament level against an Akuma, you had to play against Super Akuma.
Yes.
He was the only one available who could play the character at that level. And otherwise you would just freeze, jump in 4, you would just freeze. You would give me free turn after free turn after free turn.
But I want to, it's very good that you mentioned it. Both of you mentioned the points, and like even before I got on this, I wasn't really sure how to formulate it, but both of you have kind of put the pieces that were kind of missing in my head. Like, and I think for me, when I think about a top tier, right, I think the best way to think about it is a very specific situation. Okay, guys, like I want you to think about when Law hits you with, you block his Dragon Hammer, right? Boom.
Yeah.
And he's, that big plus on block mid, right?
+4 into crouch.
Right. +4 into crouch, yeah. And you are in a very bad situation right there, right? So first of all, Dragon Hammer on its own is high reward, very low risk, right? Kind of slow, I guess, but like if it counter hits you, you're launched, right? Yeah. But and if you block it, you're in a bad situation. You have to respect the frames. Okay.
Yeah.
You have to respect the frames. So he's put you in a situation where actually the safer thing to do is just stand there. But he can slide through you. You can sliding low. You can go for another perhaps safer low or a different low. He has plenty of mids to put you in the situation. That
You can use you can do forward 1+2 again.
forward 1+2 exactly forward 1+2. We can loop it again with relatively low risk.
He can just if he knows you respect, he can just poke you.
Exactly, or he can do while standing 4 into mix, right? into perhaps less impressive mix, but still mix, right? So the point is, for me, that situation is a top tier situation. For me, like characters who can put you in situations like that are top tier, right? Yeah. Because it's like the safe thing to do is do nothing. But if you do nothing, you will die, right? So you'll own the mix. So so the best characters are often able to put you in situations where like if you're not careful, you'll just stand there the whole game and lose. So you have to push buttons. But then if you push buttons at the wrong time, you'll die, right? So Jin, Dragunov, Nina, Law, Shaheen. These are characters that can put you in these tight scenarios where it's like, I can't just stand here. But I can't just push buttons either. Right? Like they put you in these situations where it's like you're dead either way. Right? And like for me, and for me, when I think of the top tiers in this game, they put me in that situation so often. And what's really funny is that when I play Leo versus when I play Feng, we actually have very similar game plans. But Feng is so much better at putting you in situations where it's like, hey, you're -6 now. Are you really going to push a button? Are you sure? Are you sure?
3-1 hits,
right? Like, are you going to push a button here? Right? Yeah, I hit you with down back 3. Okay, you could push a button, right? You could, or I could just do fucking full crouch forward, for whatever. You know, the one. So now I'm +6 again. Now I'm +6 again.
It's +6 again.
Yeah. Are you going to push a button? Right? And so that ability to loop plus frame scenarios is really good. And Finn, I think, actually, no, both of you actually said that you both use the word control, right? I always talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! In a similar thing, right? I always talk about this, and I know people always roll their eyes when I talk about it because, I'm not sure there's much overlap between Yu-Gi-Oh players and Tekken players. But like,
brother, I thought about Magic in comparison.
Yeah, exactly. If you play card games, then you know where I'm going. Yeah, if you play card games, you know where I'm going at this. There is this tendency to be like, this game has become so unhinged and so unbalanced that the best way to win with any consistency is to be able to successfully stop your opponent from playing. That's how you win, right? A top tier character is a character who can stop their character playing, which is the same in Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Became this game where it's no longer about interactive. I'm going to place my face down. I'm going to place it. No. I'm trying to create a combo, then create a scenario that I can negate anything that you do. And your opponent is trying to do the same thing, right? I'm trying to negate your board. He has to break your board, exactly. And if he can't, he dies, right? And Tekken is quickly becoming like that, where it's like, it's not about interactivity. I'm trying to stop you from playing the game. That is the only way I can have any consistent wins. If I can stop you from playing. That's the only way. Because if you try to play an interactive game where I go, you go, I go, it's a coin flip. There's no guarantee I'll win. There's no guarantee you'll win. But if I can stop you from playing, if I can make it so that every round I have 8 offensive opportunities and you have 3, I'm going to win more often, right? And even then, it's a coin flip, but
because
it's more favorable.
Some characters basically condition you
to
play their game.
It's
not about 50-50.
No.
But like, for example, against Yoshimitsu, it's not about
good example.
About you trying to stop him from doing bullshit over bullshit, basically. It's not about trying to figure out what he does, and he has to figure out what you do. He basically, the whole game is about you trying to adapt to what he does.
Yes.
So basically, he controls everything.
And I think that is the nature of the game. It is about, you guys use that word and it was like, it's perfect. It's about control. I need to stop you from playing. And it sucks that that's the case, because it's like, I don't think that's healthy. And if you've watched the progression, or I would say the degradation of Yu-Gi-Oh!, then you would be like, oh, this is a game that was loved for its interactivity. Whereas now, actually, it's about trying to limit the amount of interactivity as much as humanly possible.
You know what's funny? I think the Yu-Gi-Oh! Comparison is actually genius. Like, holy shit, because.
And they're both run by Namco.
They're both anime.
I didn't actively play Yu-Gi-Oh! At a higher level, but I played Magic at a higher level. I got to Mythic in Limited and Constructed in Arena. And it's funny because when I don't want to offend Yu-Gi-Oh! Players, but the thing is, Yu-Gi-Oh! Got so, like, I know about certain matters with like Dragon Rulers, Mystic
all that shit.
The thing is, Yu-Gi-Oh! It's funny because for people who don't know, Yu-Gi-Oh! is Yu-Gi-Oh has its own things you can like about, but Yu-Gi-Oh is known for the meme of like the at least 10 minutes turn one.
Oh, of course, yeah, that's a meme. Yeah, yeah.
And this
It's a
is like
selfish
for
game
people
now. Yeah,
again,
for
exactly,
sure.
For people who don't know this, Yu-Gi-Oh is insane and has basically a turn 1, turn 2, turn maximum turn 3 meta.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But it is also enjoyable at its own way for
For
people
some,
who like
for the people
that.
who like it, yes. For the people who like,
And I
but a
think
lot of people don't like it and have fallen off the
a lot
game.
of people don't like it, and
Yeah.
I think it's because I come from Magic,
Mm-hmm.
and Magic is basically it's. Look, I don't want to offend anyone here, but I think like Magic is like maybe more like the Tekken 7 kind of way.
Of course,
where you
it's
have
interactive.
where you have a resource system that
Yeah.
stops you.
It's
from-
turn
from-
one. I have one mana. There's a limit to how much I can do, and then in your turn, there's a limit to how much you can do, and then on my turn, there's a limit to how much I can do. So whether we want to or not, we're going to interact, and my decisions are based. A lot of my decisions are based on what you can do and what I think you're going to do. Whereas now in Yu-Gi-Oh! and again in Tekken, to bring it back to Tekken,
Yu-Gi-Oh
it is
basically Magic with heat, bro.
It's magic with heat. It's magic with heat, bro. It's magic with heat. It's all gas, and like they thought, and you can
It's
see,
gas,
why, and you can
yeah.
see why that seemed exciting at first, but now it's become unhinged, right? Because I'm sure we've all seen that tweet or that meme of like that Jin scenario at the wall, where like the plus frame move into the plus frame kick into the plus frame whatever, right?
Huge
Oh my
plus
And it's
frame.
like, only one person is playing Tekken here. The other person just has to hold it, right?
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And it's like, and that's if you can do that to your opponent, you're a top tier character, or at least you need to be able to do that in order to be a top tier character, because you do not want your opponent to be able to play Tekken. if your opponent is playing Tekken, you might lose.
It's so
You might
difficult
lose.
to describe. It's like the old meme because, like, are you really not interacting? Because you still play the game, even though you
No,
are
you're
in a
not.
very negative situation.
You're not
but-
interact. I don't think. Yes, you can debate the definition of
Yeah,
interacting.
this is the
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. It's a very
Yeah.
philosophical thing.
Yeah,
But at that point, that's not what you want.
Interacting in the sense that you allow the other player to win, basically.
Well, the other person gets to play. The other person gets like a suite of options that won't get them killed, right? Whereas but again, going back to that law situation, it's like once I have hit you with that, or made you block, not even hit you, made you block the Dragon Hammer, right? I have limited your options so dramatically, right? And it's not like, oh, I've limited your options and then I get one guess, and if you guess right, we're back into neutral. No. If you guess the mid, and I do the mid, but it's my wild standing 4 into DSS, you're now in another situation, right? Like, this is the thing. It's the ability to like loop pressure over and over again. And if your character can do it, you win, right? And I think that I truly, and to go back to what you were saying, Black Heart, it's like you were saying that, I disagree with, I believe that there's the top tiers and there's everyone else. There's no bottom tiers. And I in one hand, I agree with that, but at the same time, I disagree only insofar as like, that gap is fucking massive. Like, if you are a character who can do what we just discussed, the advantage you have over that rest of that cast is massive. Like, you are very much playing a different game. So even if we say that there are only 2 categories, those categories are large enough that it's very frustrating. If you're playing someone, when I'm playing Feng Wei and I have to deal with Jin, I'm like, okay, fine. It's not fun, but I'm playing Tekken. When I'm playing Leo and I have to play against Jin, I want to kill myself. Like, because I'm like, this is not fair. We are not playing the same game. We're not playing the same game, right? And again, it's not even about winning or losing. I can lose both times, right? But like with Feng, I'm like, okay, well, you're going to put me in looping situations, but I can take it because I'm going to put you in looping situations. I'm going to make you block down. You're going to get hit by down back 3 because of course you do. And then you're going to have to guess between like the fucking, are you going to crouch when you get hit by down back 3? No, you don't want to hit with the mid. Okay, so now you hit the full crouch, 4-1 or whatever, 4-2. Now you're -6 again. Okay, you're going to push buttons here. Well, I don't want to push buttons here. Okay, cool. Now I do 3-3. Okay, I'm going to do 3-T-4. I'm going to do 3-3 nothing because it's safe, right? Safe jailing string, right? I'm going to do this. Like my ability to just be to do low risk looping scenarios. And if you are wrong, you die. And if you don't do anything,
You are right.
you live long enough to die next time. That's it, right? And I think that sense of control is what it's very frustrating. And it's why, again, not to be negative, because I don't want to be negative, but like, it's why I don't necessarily have faith for the future, like season 2, because what we've discussed is like very deep. Do you know what I mean? It's not an individual move thing. It's a very design
it's about
philosophy type thing, right? Because even what I described is ignoring heat. Add heat on top of the law situation, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like everything, it's wild. And it's like, so what do I want for Leo, let's say? Do I want Leo to be able to do that? Well, if I was selfish, then yes, it would be nice for Leo to do that. But then would that make the game healthier? No. Now there are more characters who can make it so that other people can't play Tekken, right? That's not healthy, right? Like that's not.
Can I ask a question?
Go. Yeah, of course, man.
We all, probably we all remember Launch Leroy.
Of course, yes.
Who was like the toppest of top tier, and he was. I think the character for as long as he was, I think until the second wave of nerfs, to be honest, he was destroying the game. And I want to ask you if you think, because I'm someone who believes that, but I could be wrong. I think it is a good thing if, like Akuma, characters, top tier characters are balanced around execution. That they have a huge.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm correct here.
It's not a correct thing. It's a feeling thing. Yeah, I think for me. So actually, we are reliving an argument that I think Frame Whisperer and TMM had years ago. They talked about this years ago. I remember watching them, and I'm not an execution player, right? I don't really care for execution. I don't come to fighting games for execution. So I'm biased in one direction, right? So I'm like, I don't like the idea of like, well, we're gonna let this character be busted because what they do is hard to do. I don't necessarily know that busted, I like. Of course, I know you're not saying that. I'm just kind of exaggerating to the maximum degree, right? Obviously, I know there's a limit, right? I don't really want that. At the same time, though, I do believe that balancing like the electric wind godfist being perhaps one of the most obscene moves in the game, but being balanced behind let's say a intricate execution, not difficult, but it's intricate, right? I think it keeps it somewhat honest. So I do think there is a place for, hey, we're going to let you have this tool that is clearly above the power curve, right? Clearly would be OP if it was easy to do, but because it's trickier, we'll let you have it. I think that you can do that balance-wise for an individual move, an individual tool. But can you then say, okay, well, we're going to let this character be OP because the character is harder to pilot? I don't know that I want a game to be balanced in that direction. I'm not saying that you can't do that or that you shouldn't. I'm just saying that I don't know that philosophically I would want that. But I'm sure there are other people who are perhaps execution fiends who are like, well, actually, no, I like the idea of a character I like the Akuma problem, right? Of like, hey, this character is like fucking OP, but in order to do his stuff, you have to fucking dedicate your life to it.
Akuma, because I just always remember Akuma because Blackheart played a shit ton of Tekken 7, you played a shit ton of Tekken 7, I played it. I only ever met one other Akuma who played Akuma.
No, I mean, I met some other Akumas, but it was not so frequent.
Yeah, it was very rare, which perhaps makes it less frustrating. Rare. Yeah, it makes it less frustrating.
And it was even more rare to encounter someone who could actually do what
Akuma It's true. There was a part of me that begrudgingly accepted, like, okay, this was hard, but I hated dealing with this shit, but I respected the fact that, okay, but it's not like he just picked it up and did it. But you also have to go Blackheart.
The problem is that now characters don't even require execution.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah.
That's the problem.
They just have the power.
Now they're just broken, period.
Yes.
Not even...
take law,
law. Yeah, what they did with law. Yeah, exactly.
I don't think there's... characters that are hard anymore in Tekken, if you ask me.
No, there's not.
Even the so-called Brian hard or like Kazuya, like all of these characters are not hard.
They have powerful, easy options. Yeah, and I've been saying this for the job, and I've been criticized a lot. Just been like, oh, how can you say this character's so hard? I'm like, the character's hard if you want to do the hard stuff, but let's not pretend there's not an easy mode Kazuya now. There's an easy mode Brian.
If you play Brian, it's not like if you play Brian without owned up, you're not gonna win.
Yeah, exactly. There's easy mode all the characters.
That's interesting.
Let's hear it, Finn.
Blackheart, I don't know, because Blackheart, you also played them all, right? I played Lee, I played Brian, I played Kazuya, I played
no problem.
But there is still a difference when you look at, come on guys, there is still a difference when you look at, for example, look, with Jin, they gave him even like, okay, out of Zen you can do electrics and all that shit.
Sure.
And yes, Kazuya in Heat can get the electric property on the Wind God Fist always. But guys, let's be honest, there is still a difference between, okay, let's say Yoshimitsu and let's say we have Yoshimitsu in one corner.
Okay.
And then we have Heihachi, Lee, Kazuya, Brian in the other.
Sure.
There is a difference here, isn't there? There is still a difference.
There is still a difference, but you can still play these characters kind of well if you have good fundamentals with the tools they have in Tekken.
No, there's a clear difference. If you wanted to get those, if we're talking about you've never played a Tekken game in your life, and you want to get these characters Tekken God, you will get Yoshimitsu there 5 faster than you will those other characters you mentioned. No doubt about
Yeah,
that.
let's stay with that faster.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
stay with,
way
let's stay
faster,
with that.
way faster. Absolutely. There's no
Not gonna
question.
lie.
But the problem,
Not
the
gonna
reason
lie.
why I don't care about this, the thought experiment is that no one watching this fucking video has less than 100 hours in this game. Therefore, no one watching this video or interested in these kind of conversations are the kind of people for whom learning to do an electric is like disproportionately hard, which is why I never want to have this conversation. Oh, it's so much harder for a beginner. Yeah, but we're not talking about beginners. Like no one's watching this video. Is like, if you decide you want to become a Kazuya player, if you decided it, you can do waivers, maybe not like fucking what's his name, all day on both sides easily, but you can do waivers and you can do electrics. When you pick a character and you're playing the game, you will learn what it takes to learn that character. And I will acknowledge it will take you longer to reach that point with Kazuya, with Brian, than it will with Leo, with Yoshimitsu, with Fang, with anyone, right? I can freely acknowledge that. But the thing is, whenever we're having these discussions, we're assuming a minimum of 200 hours investment already. So at that point, why are we having this conversation about beginners?
You're right.
Why?
You're right. Let me. Okay, wait. I will ask you now. What do you think? What do you think? You two. Because I'm gonna put you up on the iPad again so I can listen to you.
No worries.
What do you think top tiers should be, and at what point they become problematic?
That's a bigger question, man. Do you want to take that first, Blacker?
So, what do you think top tiers should be? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Look, if you now, because we always have top tiers,
Yeah,
right? In every
we
fighting game,
always will. Yes,
have
yes.
top tiers unless we play Rio against Rio.
Sure.
So what do you think in your vision? Because I know there are some opinions that say, in Tekken 8 we have two sides. We have the higher level, it's always the core audience, but we have in core audience we have people who say it's a character problem, we have people who say it's a system problem. Let's act for a moment, it's a character problem.
Okay.
So let's
It's
say,
not, but let's pretend it is.
let's pretend it is.
Yes.
How do you, in your world, how should top tiers look like in Tekken?
Yeah.
And where is the point where you say this they shouldn't look like this?
I have an answer. I have an answer, but if you want me to go, you want me to go first? Okay.
Yeah.
So my answer for this is, it's hard because my answer is secretly going to be a system problem, because you need all your characters to have strengths and weaknesses, right? That's the thing. So it's hard to have this discussion, because even this discussion will require you to have strengths and weaknesses. And then you say, well, what makes a top tier character? A top tier character would be someone whose weaknesses can low key be covered by their strengths, right? But if you have a game where no one really has, or very few characters have weaknesses, then it's like, it's hard to have that conversation. But to try and answer it, I would say that my ideal would be a top tier character would be someone who does perhaps slightly more damage than everyone else, and is able to perhaps access that damage perhaps somewhat easier than everyone else, but they have some sort of weakness, right, to comfort that. That would be like my dream scenario, right? Like, I think I've had this discussion before. In fact, I want to, Finn, I actually want to rephrase your question, if that's okay. I think it'd be easier to answer, and I really want to hear Blackheart's answer, right? Like, what if, let's say we had to pick a character in Tekken 8 currently, right? And we had to say, okay, this character is going to be our top tier character, and everyone above this character needs to be nerfed below this character, right? What character would you pick? Do you get what I'm saying?
The X way of saying like Steve Fox.
Yeah. So if you're like, okay, this is the character that I'm going to say, I want this character to be top tier. Everyone above this character needs to get nerfed. And maybe characters who are significantly below this character maybe get buffed. But this is the line. Where do you pick? Because I have said, I'm curious to know what you would say. Maybe I'll give you two answers, because obviously there's many different ways to be top tier. Who are the characters you would say, this is the line, and everyone should go beneath this person? Blackheart?
Oh man,
it's tough.
Okay, so I think let me think.
Yeah, you can think out loud. Like, list them out. Like, do you think Jin, or should it be lower than Jin? Should it be this guy or lower than this guy?
I think the perfectly balanced, like the perfect amount of bullshit, but also honest things in this game is Azucena. So above her,
Jesus, we're nerfing the cast.
I think he's the perfect character.
Yeah, I'm with you. Okay.
Also broken thing.
Yeah,
she has everything.
Yep.
Like she's like the middle between the broken and
I understand.
the weak ones.
But that's
I would say
so much. We're nerfing everyone, bro.
Everybody above her should.
These come down. Okay, that's a good answer. Do you have a second answer before we go to Finn? Like, okay, so Azucena, let's say Azucena is a bit too low.
The first level.
Okay, okay, cool. Okay, next one.
The second level of broken, okay, let's try to understand. Let's try to focus on the top 10s, and then maybe.
Okay, sure.
So Jin too strong.
Okay.
Yoshimitsu, Nina,
Okay.
Dragunov. Maybe think about all of these things. Maybe King above King.
Everyone above King goes down. Interesting. Okay. That's interesting. Okay.
Because King, for example, King is
he's obnoxious.
Currently so powerful.
Yeah, so obnoxious. Yeah, it's crazy.
At least if you are very good, very skilled, to the throws there's counterplay. To I don't know, to his lows there is some counterplay. They're not super. Some kind of gaps.
Yeah.
His
not many, but yeah, he does have some. Yeah, it's true.
Apart from that, above him, all of the other characters are
Needs to come down
because they completely condition you during your gameplay.
I hear you. Finn?
For example, Yoshimitsu is the disgrace of this game. Like every Yoshimitsu player.
Jesus Christ! You hear him take a breath? They should all die. Okay.
Or I don't know.
Jesus.
Yoshimitsu is the disgrace, the character that destroyed this game.
Okay,
his first year.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I think that's a little far, but I see your point.
No. I completely.
I want to. If Kanan Trench is ever listening to this,
I'm sorry, Kane. I don't endorse.
No, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
Yo, I'm a musician. I'm a fan. I love you.
Then they should be ashamed on playing.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Okay, all right, he said his piece. Finn, pick your character. I'll give
my
you
short
two.
Answer is, you know what my real answer is?
Go on.
For Tekken 8.
Yeah.
Tekken 7 Miguel. That is my
no.
answer,
but
actually.
I want you to pick a character in Tekken 8 in their current form and be like, everyone who is above this character in power, calm down. Who are you picking? Who are you picking?
I would say Tekken 7 Miguel, but you can't say it.
You can't say that. You got to give me a Tekken 8 character in their current state and be like, anyone above this character needs to be nerfed. Like, I'm okay with this character that I choose being the best character in the game.
Okay. if I take a answer where I'm like, okay, let me switch positions right now and like go to like Namco's side. Because when don't think marketing. No, we're not talking about that. Don't think marketing. Don't be too smart. Literally, we're talking just pure balance. Because obviously, if you're thinking marketing, if you're thinking about who should be the representation, I don't want realistic. We don't want realistic. So a realistic answer would actually be like Azucena. I have to be careful with Azucena because Azucena. I know that Koenji is convinced this character is fucking sick, and I have not look.
I don't see it.
Koenji has almost 2,000 hours in this game, and he is a Azucena specialist. And I have to say, probably he would fuck us all up with this character.
Answer that question, brother. I answer it, broski. I know. I can see you doing the mental math, trying to get around it. I know.
It's probably right now with what I know about Azucena, how I know she feels to me, not having been fucked up by Koenji.
Yes.
I would probably say, Azucena or like, the realm of Azucena or like Leo. I would say, or like Leo, Steve. Even look, guys. Let's say, guys. Yes, I don't think he is useless.
Ooh, Devil Jim?
But I think it's okay. Raven. I think Raven.
I think Raven's too low. Raven's too low. Let's have some fun, guys. Raven's too low. Raven's too low. Come on, bro. Okay. Let me say. Okay. Oh shit, the Jan's coming. Jan. Oh shit, the Jan. Just in time for the last question. Oh, he's not here.
Raven is so weak.
I don't know. Look, I'm not.
I think Raven. I'm not talking about
but
no, I know what you mean.
I know you don't mean.
No, he's memeing. He's memeing.
I think Raven.
He's so weak. No.
With Raven, it's weird, right? Because a lot of players, if you really know the Raven matchup, which is hard to acquire, but if you really know the matchup, the character really.
That's how I feel. I feel like I know the matchup and I destroy him.
Yeah, I would also say
I
if you really
I
know.
don't see him so.
I feel like
even
he's
if you know the
weak.
match.
But then
I'm
again,
not saying he's super weak, but
I
I'm
will
saying
say,
he's fine.
yeah, I
I'm
will
saying he's
say,
fine.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, but people, sorry.
but no, so you're
People
saying
playing
go
Raven and
Blackheart.
saying he's shit.
No, he's fine.
No,
He's
I'm
not
not
shit.
saying
No,
he's
he's not
shit,
shit. He's
but
not
you
shit.
asked
I know
me
what you
for
mean.
like- for a-
People playing.
No, but the thing is,
Okay,
but the thing is,
okay. Some people do.
no,
it,
but the
some
thing is,
people
but the
do
thing
it,
is, Blackheart. Let me defend those people, right? You're right. Raven's not shit, but if I can imagine playing Raven in this game must make you want to pull your
against
hair
Jhin,
out.
against Dragunov,
Against Jhin, against Thing, against Thing. Like that's the thing. You said it perfectly. No one in this kind of game is shit, but make no mistake, players will make you feel like shit. Like when you're fighting against Law, like your character feels like shit. Intellectually, you know he's not. You know your character's got everything they need.
No.
But against Law, against Jhin, against fucking Dragunov, you're like, I want to kill myself. So I get it.
But the problem is not about Raven being the problem.
Yes,
is
it's the
about
others. I understand. I
Jhin.
understand. I understand. Yes. I get that. You are correct, Blackheart. You are correct. But you can understand how people will feel that way.
Yeah, no. But if they buff Raven in season,
Then you're dead. Exactly. They were dead. Exactly. They were dead. They were dead. They were dead. It's true.
But Blackheart, when this is your actual opinion, why are you pissing off Raven players then with your statements? Why are you not?
No, he's correcting them. He's saying he's correcting them. He's correcting them. He's correcting them. No, I understand. He's saying that like the Raven players saying that their character needs buffs are wrong. They're saying that everyone else needs nerfs.
No, they say it.
I'm agreeing with you, Blackheart. Yeah, they're saying that, and you're telling them that they're wrong. Oh Jesus! Oh Jesus! He's name checking people. This motherfucker's got no chill. All right, hold on. Before I go, because I got 15 minutes, and I want to get Jan in, because obviously Jan can tag in for me and then play host. But I definitely want. He's here.
Let's go.
Okay, hold on.
Well, can you imagine
The Jan. Okay, listen. The Jan. Listen.
Hello, people.
Brother, we don't have time. I'm going at 7:00. I want to hear your answer to this question, right? But obviously, you guys can have the discussion even in my absence. Here's the question I'm going to throw to you just in time. I was going to give my answer, but you first. This is a lot of pressure. Are you ready, Jan? Have you sat down? Are you comfortable? Have you got your tea, your coffee? Okay, cool. Here's the question, all right? So we're talking about, after this, we'll ask you what years you think makes a top tier character top tier. But right now, we're asking a very specific question. I want you to think about the entire cast of the game, right? I want you to pick one character in their current state, and you say, okay, we are going to make this character the most powerful character in the game. This character will stay the same. Everyone who is above this character needs to be nerfed to come underneath that character. And then maybe characters who are far below that character can come up. But we're going to pick a character. You can pick two separate characters. And we say, I am okay with this person being the most powerful person in the game. This character. Just to get a sense of balance or whatever. And then once you've picked the character, tell us, obviously, give us a sense of who. So Blackheart said Azucena. And I laughed because I'm like, Jesus, that means you have to nerf like 60% of the cast, in my opinion, right? Right. So, but that's a good, that gives us a sense of where he thinks it needs to be. Finn was also tempted with Azucena, but is not really convinced, but said that maybe Raven in that situation, a character with clear strengths, clear weaknesses, maybe struggling in the current meta, but if we made it so that was the top tier, the game will probably be in a healthier spot. I actually kind of agree with this, right? I think at that point we're looking at a healthy game. So we've got Azucena, we've got a Raven. Okay, who are you picking, brother? Who are you? I know it's a lot. You just came in. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, because every character is possibly busted in this game.
Exactly, has a potential. So who are you looking at and say, okay, everyone below? Who are you picking?
Okay, wait a second.
You gotta have to look at the picture. I gotta see the whole cast.
I know I have the screenshot of the roster.
You gotta see the whole cast. Okay. I have one, but I want to say that at the end.
Put a dance music.
Dance music? No. We'll put it in the edit. We'll do it in post.
Okay. You know what? For how much I don't like play against the character.
Okay.
I think that in this moment,
God,
the only one that doesn't need much touching is okay with this power level would be Paul for me.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't think you get too much pushback. I think Paul is okay. He's got Tekken 8.
How much I despise.
Yeah, I understand.
It's like I think Easy Smash is so dumb. I'm always gonna be against Easy Smash, even if it doesn't do that much damage. You don't need to worry about
that.
But if you see. Like if I open a screenshot that I with all cast and it's basically a tier.
Yeah.
And Paul is there are 3 tier, and Paul
is in the middle
of the lowest tier.
Okay, I'll take that. Paul would be good if Paul was the most powerful character in this game. I think he would probably be a lot more healthy. That's a good choice. I'll take that.
Because I wanted to say Brian, but there are things in Brian that are so
fuck you. If you say Brian, I'd kick you out straight away. Like, get the fuck out.
No. I mean, clear weaknesses, but yes, some things.
Yeah, no, Paul's strong. I'm even looking at the chat. People are like, okay, I don't like fighting Paul, but okay, I can see Paul. Yeah, that's fair. Can I give you my answers? I got 2 answers, right? One answer, I think I might be biased, is Leo. I look at Leo and I always tell people, I don't think Leo should be buffed. I think Leo is perfect the way they are. I think everyone higher than Leo needs to get nerfed. Like that's so, but I could be biased because obviously I know a lot about Leo. Leo's my character. So Leo for me is like where the line is. But this is the one you're going to hate me. If we're going to be a little bit more controversial, I think Lily. Hear me out. Lily's crazy. Lily's playing Tekken 8. Don't get it twisted. But her Tekken 8 is like manageable. I think if everyone above Lily got nerfed to below Lily, and Lily was the most powerful person in the game, if Lily was the most powerful character in the game, I think the game's in a healthy spot. I really do.
Okay. They put it like this. Yeah, I can see the point.
You know what I mean? I think it's a decently healthy spot. You're still gonna get salty, make no mistake. But if she's the most powerful, I don't know, Chief. I think it's okay. I think it's okay.
Making the argument, you will basically have the top 6, 7 arguably character. I'm not saying that the Lily is top 7, but the point is that after the first
exactly. Yeah, if you think about if you think about who you're eliminating in order to make Lily the best character in the game, who are we nerfing? We're nerfing Feng, we're nerfing Shaheen, Law, Dragunov, Nina, Yoshi, potentially Kuma. I think Kuma, right? Like I think I think if you choose Lily as your highest point, I think you're nerfing all the problem characters.
Yeah.
I really do. And then Lily is still going to be a problem, but I'm like, okay, someone has to be top tier. I can live with Lily. I mean, yes, of course, fuck Lily. Yes, I'm with you. Yes. But, right, if we're trying to, because the thing is, all the other options that we said, Leo, Azucena, and Raven, we're kind of asking for Tekken 7. Like because those characters,
everybody to get nerfed
because those those characters have like Tekken 7 style strengths and weaknesses, and I'm like, don't get me wrong, that's what I want. I agree with that, but let's assume that Harada wants us to hate ourselves at least a little bit. Okay, he wants us to still be playing some Tekken 8. I'm like, okay, who's the Tekken 8 character who I could live with? I think Lily. If Lily was at the top of the crazy pile with the feisty rabbit shit in its current form, okay.
As a Tekken 8 character, I love Raven. I always said it. As a design, he really feels like he powers up when he pops.
Yes, but when Raven has heat, we stop playing Tekken because I'm just scared he's gonna throw the boys at me.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna throw the ninja boys at me.
The training arc in Naruto.
And then another question, because you've just came in. All right, so obviously we answered the big question, the main event of this was like, what is it that makes a character top tier? I'm going to give you the sort of answer that we kind of came to, just to pad your answer. But essentially, we were talking about, Blackheart gave a pretty holistic answer. We were talking about like having good pokes that can kind of control the opponent's options is useful. Having a strong heat that can just force your opponent to guess is pretty useful. Top tier tools in this game. Finn kind of agreed with this too. Finn kind of went more into talking about, Blackheart also mentioned Okazemi, which I didn't actually explore, which is a good point. We should probably talk about that. Maybe it's a separate thing. But, and Finn actually agreed with all of that point and went into more detail about just more philosophically about the ability to sort of control your opponent's options. And I was like, yes, that I think is the key. And I went off on a tangent about fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! And about how like the way to be consistently good at this game is to be able to stop your opponent from playing, right? If you bury your opponent in plus frames so that they have to risk their life to push buttons. And the example that I gave was, Law's Dragon Hammer, right? The big, I think it's down 1+2, like the big plus mid, right? Yeah. Right? When you block that, what the fuck do you do? Do you know what I mean? You just die, right? Because like you can't push a button because you will die and you will take law damage, right? But you can't just stand there because he can slide under you, right? And mix you and put you in that situation.
Now you guess.
Yeah, now you just have to guess, right? And the guess is unfavorable, right? Because like, and even if he goes for a mid, he can do while standing 4 into more pressure. If he really wants to gamble, he can do like fucking while standing 2, just go for it. Like he has like lots of options that situation is just a really bad situation and he can loop it. And I was also talking about how Leo versus Feng is really eye-opening thing because they both have the similar game plan, right? But one is clearly higher tier than the other. And so like...
No, it's funny though, right? The situation was the same in Tekken 7, no?
No, it was the same. It was the same. But the thing is, with Leo and Feng... sorry, with Law, yeah, what are we talking about?
Yeah, just the Dragon Hammer example.
Yeah, it was similar. It was similar.
It was similar, but not the same because you needed to be a very high level low player
to do DSS.
Slide. No, the instant slide.
Oh, instant slide as well. Yeah. The difficulty of it. Yes.
I practiced it. I couldn't do while standing for DSS full frame advantage consistently, but I could do it.
Yes.
Like you couldn't press. Like you couldn't fucking press.
No, the slide cancel. No, you could not press. But basically now, if he does Dragon Hammer and he holds forward. He automatically does the slide cancel.
That is true, I guess.
So basically, everyone can do just a free slide on you. That's basically the super.
Yeah, before it was locked behind execution.
It's locked behind execution, which meant that the rate at which you were dealing with that, like you had bigger ones. If you're dealing with a player of that caliber, you had bigger things to worry about, right? So again, it goes back to what you were saying about like, okay, perhaps certain powerful tools should be locked behind execution because it affects the balance. But we were saying that so we're talking about like situations like that, the ability to create a situation, even on block, that puts your opponent in a situation where the smart thing to do is for them to just stand there and do nothing. But if they stand there and do nothing all game, they'll die. So eventually they have to push a button in a tricky situation. And if they pick the wrong situation, they die, right? Like that ability to put your opponent in situations where it's like, the smart thing to do is just stand there and do nothing, but you can't just stand there and do nothing. That is a top tier character in this game, right? To limit your opponent's safe options. And I was talking about Feng, like I hit you with down back 3. Okay, so now you're like, what, -4? What are you going to do in this situation? Maybe do nothing. Okay, cool. Then I do full crouch, 4-1 or 4-2, whatever that one is that leaves me +6 in your face. Okay, now I'm +6. Are you going to push buttons +6 with Feng in your face? Are you? Okay, cool. And then now I go into whatever bullshit. That ability to just loop into situations is, I think, what makes a top tier character. And I use the Yu-Gi-Oh example because Yu-Gi-Oh transitioned from a game where both players took turns and were interacting with each other to it quickly becoming a game where the optimal way to play is to stop your opponent from being able to do anything. That is the way you play. I want to be able to negate everything that you do. And that's the point. That was our thoughts. So yeah, I want to know if you had any thoughts, additions, or other things that makes a character top tier.
I was thinking about this question when I read it yesterday on your Discord and on the Discord. And I kind of always try, when I look about power level in this game, I always try to look this on like prospective chambers and different chambers because in the last tier list I made, I was saying like how my tier list will never reflect Arsenal and Ash tier list. It will never reflect the Green rank tier list, which in my opinion is partially something that we need to take in consideration.
Yes.
Because if we just remove, for instance, execution from the equation, then Brian is an unblockable full launcher. You can easily set up. So at the end of the day, in my opinion, what makes a character broken is not just the tools that he has, but how accessible are they. That's why, in my opinion, I think Jin is the strongest character in the game because he has the most complete toolkit by far. He can do everything. Everything. Yes, everything. Yes, great pokes, great damage, electric. He can be a Mishima. He has an amazing panic button. With his up forward 2, the one that was Fang's, that is even stronger than Fang's. He's great in it. He has an amazing hit smash. Like he has everything, and everything is so accessible because everyone can do everything. The only thing you need execution for is wave dash and electric, which actually electric you can access not perfect electric, but electric with Hopefully from
stance.
Yeah, you can access it from
Zen stance.
From the crouch dash. You do Zen and then you go into the crouch dash and it's actually pretty. Yeah, it is.
I saw CBM using that, guys.
Okay, just because like certain pokes, you just do certain pokes into back Zen. You can confirm it's not back. Okay, look, guys, it's not back Kempo. Yeah,
it's not back Kempo, but
you do certain pokes and like let's say 2-1 into back Zen, you can confirm whiffs, right? And then go into electric or like whiff. It is pretty fucking good. Yeah, it is pretty.
That's the point. And it's like at the same time, if you look at like for instance, who is the other strongest character in the game, or one of the other strongest character in the game, which is Yoshi.
Yes.
at the end of the day, yes, Yoshi is super strong, and he has some broken tool because he literally bends the rules of the game, the fundamental rules that Tekken always has. Moves that are above 10 frames, faster than 10 frames. He has side steps that avoid zombie move and everything. But at the same time, if you go at the end to check what is the highest level of play, the Tekken World 2 final, no one was using Yoshi. Apart, who was Farzin that pulled it out.
Farzin pulled it out when it mattered, though. Pulled it out when it mattered, though. Fuck Ulsan, he said. He ruined Ulsan's day.
You have one guy. It's a top tier character.
No, I know what you mean.
While 25% of the finalists were Jin Mei.
Yeah, but Yoshi's a weird one. I'm glad you mentioned, because obviously we all talked about Yoshi up to this point, but I think Yoshi's kind of a redheaded stepchild, because like Yoshi is a top tier, but he's a top tier for a very different reason to all the other top tiers, right? Like,
destroys every rule of the game.
Yeah, he's able to escape the bullshit that no one else is able to escape, right? And I think, but at the same time, I'm gonna hate myself for saying this. I hate the offense in this game so much that I struggle to get angry at someone who wins through defensive tools. I know it's annoying that you have to deal with it. You have to hold his bullshit and that he doesn't have to hold yours. But I think the answer to that would be, let's maybe make it so that he can't make you hold bullshit either. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would want to nerf his offense. Let him keep his defensive tools. We need more defensive tools.
Yoshi.
But he shouldn't have less damage than offense. Yeah, that's the real thing.
It's always been like this.
Yes.
It's identity at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But the point is, at the end of the day, to use this tool at its best, you really need to be knowledgeable about these rules. You know, is at the end of the day, the average Yoshi, and these, like, guys, if you play against the Yoshi, try, like from Tekken King and everything, guys, try this. You are against the Yoshi, do your +4 frame moves, because you have it. Do your +4 frame move and just stare at him and look at his flash wave.
Yes, okay.
And trust me, he's gonna do it.
Of course. But we can't always account for the low IQ of Yoshi players. Like yes, most Yoshi players have low IQ. I understand that. But what do you do when you fight against that one Yoshi player who has a brain? What do you do then, Jan? You die.
What I'm saying, though,
you die.
To make a real broken character, what makes a broken character is how these broken tools are easier accessible to you.
Yeah.
Like if they're looking blocked behind mind game reads or execution. For instance.
I get you.
That's why Jin, in my opinion, is the strongest character. That's why Dragon used to be the strongest character. You have an overpowered move, which is still overpowered, but yet. Which is actually back for free, which technically someone could argue
when you
was
say
even
this,
stronger.
you run into problems. Like Gian, do you think Akuma was fine in Tekken 7?
At the end of the day, it wasn't fine for the competitive aspect.
But it was fine for the rest of us.
But
yeah, it's true.
I think I ran into one Akuma.
We fought 6 Akumas. Yeah, exactly.
It was one guy.
It's true.
And it was after the last balance that they gave the Tatsumaki into law.
It's true.
So he didn't even do the proper. He didn't.
No,
even
he
do
did the easy
combo
one that I could do after Tsude.
It's true. Yoshi was.
And
Goku. Goku. Sorry. No, you're right. Goku was.
That's the point. It's like people sometimes just complains by echoing what the people that is YouTube, like big people says, and well, I can't say anything to that, but not much people experience what actually the real problem is. Yoshi for me is I used to have, I haven't checked in a while, but I used to have a 60% win rate against Yoshi. I never had a problem with Yoshi.
What, in Tekken 8?
Yeah, Tekken 8.
In Tekken 8, I've had. I don't know.
I just think it's funny what you said, because I watched some Akuma videos in recent, just a few, and under the comments, right?
Mm-hmm.
The comments always said this. Like, it's funny that actually this character was pretty fine overall. When now everyone can do insane shit in Tekken 8 and make you, like, it's just insane power level. And Akuma, like many people seem to now, in retrospective, agree with this statement about like, actually Akuma, it worked. Like in his case, the balancing around execution, it actually worked. Like
yes, but yes and no. I don't. The thing is, it's really difficult to have that comment, because like, did I want to see him in tournament? No. Right? What did I want to see when I'm watching as a spectator of fan of the sport of Tekken? Did I like Akuma? No, I didn't like him there. Right? How much did that Akuma ruin my online experience? Not at all, right? But like I don't necessarily know that made him healthy, right? Like I still don't know. If I encountered more of them, I probably would hate them more. Do you know what I mean? Like how do I put this? If something is a problem but you don't encounter it that often, it's still a problem, right? Do you know what I mean? So it's low on my list because I didn't encounter it that often, but that's just by the grace of God. If I had more Pakistanis in my community, I'd be dead, right? But I didn't have enough killers. Do you know what I mean? Like, so that's I still think he was a problem, but. That's enough of me. I'm out. I'm sorry. I gotta go. I got D&D to play, but I'm gonna have to end my stream. But you guys can keep chatting. I think I'm gonna leave myself. So yeah, thank you everyone who's been watching. I'm out. Peace.